Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Sports Esports Podcast. I'm your host, William, and with me today I have Brian
Hello.
and Brock. And
Hello.
with the semifinals today, or these last 2 days, and now we have the finals. So the first game, IG won 3-1. Very easy. Just like we expected, right, guys?
I'm sorry.
What was that, Brian?
I predicted it correctly.
Yeah, you predicted IG to win 3-1, right?
Yep.
Just like everyone thought would happen with IG.
You doing this joke?
Yep. best team in the world, but Team Liquid is number one now. World champions by default, right? We get the belt.
It depends. Did they lose in China?
Did they lose
like one time?
Yes, they did.
Okay,
Technically, LGD owns the belt. Congratulations, LGD. no, but Team Liquid destroyed IG. Let's get into the games. I'm stunned how this happened. Never in a million years would have expected this. First game was Team Liquid versus IG. We had Impact on the Nico, who he's shown in this tournament. Have never seen him play this outside this tournament. And they gave the Shy Rise. They gave rookie Syndra, which is very, very costly. I don't think you should ever give rookie Syndra personally. And you had Jackie Love on Kaisa, one of his best champions, and I was just sitting here like, I like Team Liquid's comp with the Nico and the Sivir and stuff, like you can get the late game, but I wasn't feeling it too much. Game started out pretty crazy. Well, not for IG standards, not really. First blood was at 6 minutes for IG against Jensen, and then they got another kill up in the top lane against Impact. Team Liquid did secure the Infernal Drake off of that, however, and then eventually went down to Rift Herald, or got a 3-man up top for Jensen. That's a 3 kills on Silas is just what you want to see for Team Liquid fans. And then this is where it started to fall apart. At the Rift Herald, IG goes back in. Ning just does Ning things and goes in a not very great position, and then gets immediately locked up by Core JJ's Braum. And then they secure the Baron or the Rift Herald, and they secure 3 kills on top of that and tower. Eventually, this comes down to IG actually taking a quick Baron, like they always do, with the Rise ult, and you're like, well, it was fun while it lasted. What was that, 21 minutes? This is how all IG games go. All of them. They're just like, they hold out, you play around with them, they play with the food for about 20, 30 minutes, and then they take a Baron, usually with a Rise ult, and Kaisa just shredding the Baron down, and then they take that and they close out the game. Didn't happen this time, though. They got a few things. They did get an inhib, and they built up to a 5k gold lead, 4k gold lead at that point, and then eventually where they won yet another team fight and took another Baron, and I'm like, okay, GG, this is over, right? This is over. Till Impact hits a 3-man Bramble Root on the Nico over the wall, slides right into the wall, and just uses the Nico, gets another root down, and just all hell breaks loose, and Team Liquid actually wins a fight with Sivir. Yes, I did go to work, you doll. I'll talk about that in a second. It's kind of a little bit embarrassing. But so the Impact takes a full 3-man root, gets a kill. All of a sudden, IG is now on the back foot. They give up Ocean Drake. They give up 2 towers and an inhib. And by the time anything happens, really, like all of a sudden Team Liquid is in the driver's seat. They take the Baron, take an Elder, and win another team fight with Sivir and win the game. Okay, Brian, you're a genius. This is what I'm thinking when I'm watching this game. Brian's a genius. Brock's a genius. You guys both picked Team Liquid to win the first game here, right?
Yep.
I think we would win 2 games.
You did, yeah.
You did.
You did pick them to win game 1 as well.
But I said they're going to win game 1. They're going to surprise them with something, like maybe the Nico top, and they'll take a game, then they'll get not reverse swept, but swept after.
Yes. So
yeah.
I'm watching this game. I watched this game. I was a little bit behind because I woke up a little late because I was like, it's it's IG. It's like I'm like pumped, but I wasn't that pumped because I'm like, okay, we're gonna get just taken behind the shed here, and so I caught up on this game, and I was like, oh, holy crap, we just won that first game, and it was a comeback win. It was very close, and I'm like, that is very good for us to win that first one. Because just in the way we did it with the Nico Bramble Root into the stun, it was so impactful. That was not supposed to be a pun, but now I realize that was a pun. But yeah, that was a win. And then after that, I was live, and they were immediately starting game number 2, which was pretty much Team Liquid kind of similar situation, where but this one was much closer, but they kind of felt like they were in control of this whole game number 2, I thought. Where IG started out with 2 kills on the Nico up top, and then a trade kill, and then just slowly back and forth trade. You know, if you've watched any of this tournament, you realize IG trades back and forth quite often before 20 minutes. Bunch of trading, but if you look at here, this whole time, look at right here on the gold objective. IG was taking 0 objectives for the first 20 minutes of the game. Team Liquid securing a Earth Drake, they secured a Rift Herald, they secured a Tower, and they secured the Cloud Drake as well. Not the most impactful Drakes, but they were still, when they were getting the kills, they were also getting the objectives. Until again, IG. It's weird how it's like weird how teams let them constantly sneak Baron with Ryze and Kai'Sa. Do you notice that? They always do this. So they always steal this, and then they get the Baron, they get a kill, and you're like, okay.
I was muted. I said something. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
What'd you say?
No, I said this was the game that Liquid tried to do exactly what IG does and start the Baron super early.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, because I thought they were going to throw the entire game.
Yeah, exactly. Was that the second Baron?
No, I think this one was like a really early one, wasn't it?
Was that the one? No, did they take it? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember.
Yeah, they took the Baron. That I know it. Which one you're talking about. That was the 30 minutes. It's still kind of early, but for in this MSI, it's not that much. Where they took that Baron because all of a sudden in game 2 they take the Baron and they get 3 kills with it into 2 kills for IG. But on the very next team fight, they ace IG, and all of a sudden, an ace with a Baron buff, equals a win in most games. And all of a sudden, Team Liquid's up 2-0, and even then, I still didn't believe that much. I'm gonna confess, I was still like, we're gonna get reverse swept now, aren't we?
Yeah. Jensen had some crazy shockwave.
Oh my god, yeah, that 3-man shockwave.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Saved basically Team Liquid.
Yeah, even though they still gave up 4 kills after that. But yeah, they had 3-man shockwave. That's like textbook shockwave by Jensen there. And yeah, Ning had another shaky game on the Lee Sin. He was enting quite a bit on Lee Sin. He had Lee syndrome in a bad way. Game number 3, they put Ning on Sejuani duty. Instead, it's almost like Peanut. You can't trust Peanut. You can't even trust Peanut with Sejuani now. But you can't trust him on Lee Sin definitely anymore. And now you can't trust him on Sejuani. But he goes on Sejuani. Ning does. And Rookie gets his LeBlanc. Never give Rookie his LeBlanc. Ever.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it.
He's okay.
Also, the double cleanse for the Galio bot was really smart.
Yeah,
I thought it was
so
really smart.
So smart. I didn't think the Shy Gnar did too much, really. He didn't have too much of an impact on the game. It was more just like, it was mostly, this was like Rookie's show. Rookie just took over this game, I felt like. And simply IG just stomped Team Liquid in this game. It wasn't even close. I'm like, oh, our fun's over. This was the first game I watched actually at work, by the way. And I've been talking about it like League with my coworkers. They don't really understand it too much, but I've been talking about it a lot lately. So they're slowly starting to get it, And they were rooting for Team Liquid because America. That's all they know. Like, why not root for America? And yeah, so this is the first game that one of them was also listening to, and they didn't. This is like the first time listening to any league, so they were quite confused and asking me questions. But yeah, we got stomped and like, maybe I shouldn't watch anymore. So they didn't watch game number 4, but until the end. But game number 4 I want to talk about this one. We picked the Skarner Lux. We pull out the Skarner against Rek'Sai against TSM, and it just obliterated TSM pretty much. It was 2 or 3 times in a row. Like that Skarner pick was like. It's super good in the Rek'Sai. That's simply what it is. It's the anti-Jarvan.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like I think it's like 5.
I don't know how Smithy didn't die once. He was so
he was
low.
front line every time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get you don't want to focus the tank, but like you could have I don't know, Sleepy Trouble Bubble, Tom Kench can eat him or something. Who knows? But I don't know. He played great, out of his mind.
And Rookie picked his Zoe, which he's really good with the Zoe. He's been good with them all year. I hate the Victor pick, by the way. I've always hated the Victor pick, as you know if you've watched any of our podcasts, since it got nerfed. And, Balan and Jackie Love picked a very safe bot lane, which just isn't them. It's just not, that's not what IG's about.
Yeah, IG got really desperate this game, and Balan looked horrible.
He looked really bad. So did Ning,
most
but
of the
like,
series,
man,
but...
yeah, Ning and Balan had terrible series. But yeah, this was just a straight up stomp. It was 24-6. I'll tell you right here, this first Baron at 20 minutes for Team Liquid, it was like, I believe. That was the very first moment of this entire series that I'm like, wait, we can actually beat IG. Not a game, not 2 games, like actually eliminate IG. It was right here at this first Baron, because after that Baron they got 3 kills, and then after that they got 5 kills. And I'm just like, they're up like, at that point they were up like 15-3 or something like that. Like someone like kind of a blow. It was like a 10k gold lead. Where was it exactly? It was a 10k gold lead, and I'm just like, 10k gold leads are like a 90% chance of victory, right, guy? Like, I was like talking to myself, like, this is like a 90% chance to win, like 90 plus. Like, if you throw 10k gold lead, it's like historic. Like, it's like EDG versus SKT historic levels. And so that's where I fully committed. Was so happy. And then they take another Baron, take the inhibs, and they just beat IG at their own game. That's the stuff that surprised me the most. They beat IG by going aggressive. They didn't play like they usually do, or like SKT does, like the slow controlled plays. They just took the fights and just simply outfought IG, which is like the most confusing thing in the world to me, because it's Rookie and the Shy and Jackie Love and Ning. They don't get out team fought ever. Like, this is like the first time I've seen them get out team fought in like a really serious game, because they did get out, like when they lose to LGD 2-0 and stuff like that. But yeah, that's. What do you think?
I mean, I don't really know what to say. I think Smithy looked great. Double Oaf looked great in this game. Core JJ played amazing all series.
God,
Jensen
god.
played great all series. The Lux was, I mean, it was good. It wasn't. I think it's good into Zoe, but I don't think it did so much.
Yeah. It stopped Rookie Zoe, and that is more than enough after what Rookie did on LeBlanc the previous game. Like, you can see IG was trying, because look at game 3. It's not like they were just doing their typical sandbagging, I don't think.
No, I think this game was all like Smithy. I think everyone has kind of been criticizing him, and this game, it shows like, okay,
my bad.
He's not. Yeah, I mean, same, but
yeah, he did have 7 really bad games in a row. To be fair to us that criticize him. Yeah, MSI was sponsored by Idol. Yeah, exactly. That Steve brought out that big money from Reggie. Oh man, that was unbelievable. The Skarner pick is me. I love Skarner in pro play. It sounds boring, but like it's effective. It's very effective.
it's not even that boring, because I mean, it makes the enemy team's carries like pick stuff or buy a QSS that they don't want to buy.
Unless you're Jackie Love. I'm like, Love staring on. He doesn't have a QSS, but I guess
because he has a Tom Kench.
Yeah, he's got Tom Kench with cleanse and QSS. This is, by the way, the last time we will see Tom Kench in pro play. I will tell you that. This is like, his Devour really sucks now for pro play. It's pretty decent for solo queue still because of the damage, but I think this pro play has been killed.
I'm okay with that.
No, I'm okay with it as well. I hate Tom Kench. I love Core JJ on Tom Kench, of course, because of Team Liquid. But yeah, this stuns me, like, because I'll say right now that IG outside of Team Liquid is probably my second favorite team in all of League out of all 5 regions, and I really was. Once Team Liquid won the first game, I was satisfied. I'm like, you took a game off them. I am so proud. Like, thanks, Team Liquid. Like, you did not disappoint NA, in my opinion.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
And
I was shocked after that first game.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, this is the best NA's ever done. Like, we never take games that are important we never are clutch in situations like this. And we just were. We just kept going and going. And even, like I said, in game 2, after 2-0, I'm like, this is even better. I'm still satisfied. Like, you can lose, you can get reverse swept, and I don't even care. And yeah, they just beat them. They beat IG in their own meta. It's not like that's that's some
They
crazy
played
part.
the fast-paced style too. I feel like for at least most of the games. And
Yeah, at their own game, in their own meta. It's like they did everything against the best team in the world. And
I just don't think they
stunning.
expected it.
No, I don't think. I really think they were expecting the Team Liquid that kind of plays like SKT and just a slow, controlled style. And Team Liquid adapted, which is something we never see from North American teams, not named C9.
Yeah.
And that is super, super impressive to see.
I think this is what happens when you disrespect the team so much and not give them enough credit.
But yeah, I think they didn't study up, but it's like even at the same time, it's like it's not. It wasn't the same as IG just trolling like they were in group stage. Like they were legit trying all those games. Like you can tell by game 3's point of view, and even their game, they were just like, they were legit. They just got beat like straight. Like even Rookie said, I think they just said that Team Liquid was just better at everything that we did than what we did. And I was like, wow.
See, that's what I think, though. See, I think IG just got beat. I don't think IG got destroyed by Liquid. I think they got destroyed by Liquid in Game 4. I think everyone knows that, but I don't think Liquid destroyed IG. I think there were very good games. Even the 2 games, yeah, IG was up 1 and 2 past 30 minutes, and Liquid played the team fights like they were supposed to, and they won. And I think that's very impressive. That's more impressive than saying Liquid destroyed IG, because for me, that doesn't give Liquid the credit that they should get, because they won team fights while they were behind to win the actual game past 30 minutes against IG. And I think that's saying more impressive. I just don't like. Yeah. I don't like the. It's like we were talking about in Snapchat, because I didn't think Liquid destroyed IG because the games were so good. The game 1 and 2 were so close and back and forth, with IG having like, what was it, like an 8K goal lead
game
at like
one,
the 32-minute mark? Game 1. And then Liquid wins a team fight when they're down like 7K against IG.
Against Baron buff pushing into their inhib tower.
And that's like, for one, they did that when no one, like, Brian picked 3-1 IG. I picked 3-2, kind of like, possibly. Who knows? We've seen. I can't use that excuse. I can't say we've seen weirder shit, because this is it. This is the weirder shit now. Like, if we ever do when we do another podcast and we say, stranger things have happened, this is now the stranger thing.
Yeah, this is the biggest upset in League of Legends history, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is it. So it's like, for one, they just did that when no one really expected it. And the position they were at to win the team fights was, it was kind of, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but it was insane. It was ridiculous. And when it happened, I was like, uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Wait, hold on a minute. Wait, this is
I just can't believe they did it in 4 games.
Yeah. That's I can't believe, like, again, I can't believe they did it at all.
No, yeah.
Same, but 4 games even more impressive than that. It's like even like, you can even make arguments. The biggest upset before this was definitely G2 over RNG last year, in my opinion, I would say.
Yeah.
With
probably,
because that G2 team was struggling in groups, and RNG was like, they win Worlds, they just won every single tournament throughout the whole year. It would have been like that record. But the only thing you can give is that the Worlds meta changed on RNG. It was no longer bot lane focused. So that was like the only like little asterisk, and it's a very tiny asterisk, because I would still absolutely agree that was the biggest upset before this. Like, that RNG wasn't playing the meta anymore. They were just so good at the original, like the other meta, that they were still a dominant team. This was IG. IG essentially handcrafted this meta by themselves. Like, and then like teams like G2, they pick up caps, and they are just like this in this meta now, and stuff like that. And like, Team Liquid just beat them at their own game. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Now this is a matchup that we could see again at Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Now, what do you think happens then?
I have no idea. Like I would have to say.
I honestly don't know either.
Yeah, I like want to say IG, but like I don't know because Team Liquid
don't
beat
know.
them at their own thing. We'll have to see where summer split as well. And
for me, it's which
the meta can
like,
change too.
Well, yeah, the meta changing, but this is like MSI is a big deal. It's not Worlds, but it's still a big deal to these
Super big
teams. So everyone is putting everything they have into it. But if there's a Worlds title on the line, how does that affect how people play?
Yeah, it'll be.
It's there's so many factors that go into it, which shouldn't be. Hello, it's fucking sorry language. It's NA.
It's NA. Like, I know it's NA.
That shouldn't matter. So like,
we're a joke. We're supposed to be the joke region.
We suck. We're not good. We suck.
Oh my god, it was crazy. Let's move on to the. And Brian, did you have one more thing you want to say though there before we move on?
I don't remember what I was going to say if I think of it. No, I do remember. Liquid still has to get out of groups in World, so.
Yes, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to the next series, which was last night, and that was SKT versus G2. And you know, I know. SKT in game 1, pretty solid. I thought they just very slow, very controlled. If you can tell, not IG standard at all. There's just tiny little pick here, like objectives, another little pick, and then nothing from 11 minutes to 20 minutes, nothing but objectives.
Yeah, that's old SKT.
Let's talk about this objective here. You're like, oh, that's weird. There's an inhib down at 15 minutes, and like SKT has like 2 towers here. I know. Can we skip this? No, we can't. But
man, Korea's so good.
They were really good in this game. But G2 decides that Mata's life is worth 3 top lane towers. That was one of the most question marks of this game. And then, on top of that, G2 comes up with this brilliant strategy to let the minions kill the inhib. Which I got the logic behind because they wanted the waves to always push into Wonder so he can get the kill or the minion kills and Khan won't be able to farm at all. Like I get the logic. It's just, in my opinion, not the best idea.
Definitely worked out for Wonder, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's 0-5. It was desperate. To be fair, it was a desperate situation, but I didn't agree with it at all because you all of a sudden don't have any pressure on your top lane whatsoever from 15 minutes to 20 minutes. So all that time pre-Baron, SKT is able to just invade that top side of the jungle. So I didn't agree with the play. I understood the logic behind it, but it just... So I wouldn't say it's enting, but it just didn't work. Also, the Sona Tarek did not work.
This was inting. This was stupid because they had a better comp.
They entered a lot this game, I thought. This comp should never beat Sona Tarek. You just picked poke into this. This is good. This is good for Sona Tarek. And then this is good as well. But you had the pokey bot lane, and Ezreal doesn't do as much damage early game enough to get rid of Sona and Tarek, I think, personally. And Sona Tarek should have been able to just scale up and win, but they didn't. They just... G2 entered this game.
Yeah, I only halfway. It's one of those things where it's you can kind of see. Sorry, you can kind of see why their comp is how it is, but it's still not good when you think about it too. Because it's you're playing a poke bot lane against Sonatar, which we all know isn't great, but Ezreal scales pretty good into late game.
Yeah.
So that's okay. And then you have your engage from top through mid lane to jump onto everyone. But even when you look at that, you're like, hey, there's an Aurelia, an Olaf, a Morgana as well, so this probably shouldn't work.
Yeah,
but somehow it did.
This was one of the weird ones where, this is when people say that draft doesn't matter as much as we take it, or we say it does. Partially true in this situation. I only somewhat agree with that statement. I absolutely think draft matters a lot. But at the end of the day, you got to play your champions correctly, and G2 got caught out the entire game and just did not make it work at all.
Perks managed to get a triple kill, so I guess there's that. Or Morgana.
Caps.
Yeah, it was this game.
Caps.
Yeah, Caps, sorry. Yeah,
close.
I saw Sona.
The other
I was like, wait a minute.
The other mid laner. Okay, that's game 2. There is no game 2, apparently.
No. Yeah, I didn't see game 2 there either. I had to go to the YouTube to find
The match
thing.
you requested is not available yet. So game 2, Team Liquid, or not Team Liquid, G2 came back and won this game, and I don't have a match history to show you. Brock, since you're like watching it right now, do you want to explain it a little bit for us?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to explain this one because this is kind of one similar to game 1, but for G2 side, Caps very much popped off on Akali this game.
Yes, pentakill
8-3 and 7.
with the pentakill.
And then Nico top lane, Wonder 6-3 and 1 against Hecarim. And there was also the Vi pick. Didn't work out well this game.
Yeah, this is the game. I was happy for the Vi because I like the Vi personally. I think the Vi with the buffs that she's gotten, just point and click CC. Point and click CC does not work. Point and click CC that's a build up is terrible against Morgana, by the way.
Yeah,
that's a big counter. As someone who plays a lot of point and click CC, I ban Morgana every game usually, and that's.
I mean, for me, I think SKT's team was actually a lot better than G2's, but G2 also had Cap on Akali, and that is a big deal. That's a very big deal. Because I mean, SKT also had the Lovers Duo. They had Zaya Rakan, and it didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Zaya was 1-3 and 5, Rakan is 1-4 and 6.
They got outbeat in the laning phase against the Draven. Draven was too strong. And,
Yeah,
and the
not
feathers,
good.
the root from the feathers and the Rakan engage got stopped by the Black Shield. It was really just Mickey on the Black Shield was just fantastic.
Yep.
We'll just move on because the match history doesn't want to load, so won't spend too much more time on it. Game number 3. This was old style SKT, old style League of Legends. So thankful when I watched almost 1,000 games this year that this style is no longer in place. I'll go out right and say it. It was clean. It was perfect by SKT. Boring as hell to watch. As an impartial fan. Like, look at this. Like, just little pick here. It started out clean, actually. It started out really nice with Clid. Had a fantastic 3 kills early. These two were phenomenal. He played it perfectly, going right here into... he chased Caps and Yankos into the jungle, got a double kill, and it was just he just played everything about it correctly, and he just popped. Obviously, he went 10-1 and 8. It's also Rek'Sai versus Jarvan, which is what we always talk about. You do not play Jarvan in the Rek'Sai; it's a mistake. And except for the one time, Team Liquid's made it a 2-19 now. That's what it is. It's 2-19 against Jarvan in the major regions, up to my knowledge, and it's not good. Caps had a terrible game on the Azir. He didn't do anything with it, pretty much, all game. Faker had a better Azir. He had better Azir ults with the Sylas than Caps did. Perks didn't do much. Perks, that one time where they got aced here and Perks got caught farming minions like right here in the mid lane after the team fight. What was he doing? Like, he got caught by that arrow by Teddy. Like, what in the world was that? They were low. Like, Clade only had like a tiny bit of health, and I think Khan was alive as well, and he had a little bit of health. Yes, it was Khan and Clade were both under 25% health, and Teddy was fully healed. I don't know if they could take that Baron necessarily with that, but once Perks was dead, it was over.
Yep. This is kind of the only way to explain these games is like referencing the great movie The Replacements. Is literally it's just like quicksand. That's the easiest way to explain these because you can't get out of it. Mm-hmm. They're just smothering you and smothering you and smothering you. They don't care about killing you. They're just taking everything you have. And then if you get in the way, they'll kill you because they're so far ahead from taking everything you own.
Yeah. They just absolutely take everything you want, and you don't get to say in it. Look what G2 did after they took a tower at 16 minutes. They got 3 kills for the next 18 minutes of the game.
Yep.
like they just got smothered to death, and boring to watch, but very nice if you're an SKT fan.
Yep.
I prefer the IG style meta that we're in now, personally, as a viewer. This game, however, this was G2 versus SKT. G2 pulled out the Skarner into the Rek'Sai. It's a good counter. It's the opposite thing. This is the first time Yankos played Skarner all year. They gave Caps the Rise. You got Perks on an ADC, and you got Mickey on Braum. They played very well. They had the lead the entire game. They had the full control over the Dragons in the early game. I thought that was mostly because of Skarner's Skarner's little spire there, and the fact that he was able to, and they were just in better position. They got the early first blood on Khan, and then Wonder had full control of the top lane, and he had a teleport advantage over Khan, which led to the first dragon, which then led to another kill for Caps to get on Rise. Eventually, Khan did get a kill back, and Rek'Sai did kill Perks. But while he was killing Perks, Janko's got the Rift Herald, and then they got another 2 kills with the Cloud Drake as well. And it was mostly just the early game dragon control by G2 was phenomenal in this game, and just the map for the first 16 minutes was just all G2, and eventually they just used that to pull themselves into the late game or the mid game with a nice Baron where everyone was alive for that. On SKT side, they just couldn't do anything about it, And then they lost towers after tower after that, and then it scaled all the way up to about a 10k gold lead. SKT did get a kill back and start slowly coming back with a Baron as well, but by the time they got the Baron, they were able to save most of the place, but not all of it. They only had 1 Nexus tower left, and then after that, just SKT got backdoored at the end of the day through Wonder and Caps. Was it Caps or was it Perks? Either way, they had a lot of teleports.
Yeah.
This was very G2 style compared to the last game, which was very SKT style, where they forced, I believe, all of SKT right here with Baron buff, and then they forced them to keep doing their backs, teleported into the base with 2 other people, suicide into these guys so they can't back, and then these 2 end the game. It was nice. And this brought it up to a game 5, which we are finally on for this, which G2 brought out the Pike top again. It worked great against SKT the first time. Will it work the second time now that SKT knows about it? They also brought the perks on the Mage, which, by the way, I called that one at least. That was one thing I called. I thought G2 would only win 2 games. Thought they'd win one of them with perks on a Mage and one of them on a funnel comp. They didn't do the funnel comp. But,
could you imagine?
Yeah, the most important part, though, SKT picked Jarvan into Rek'Sai. Why? I saw it happen, and I'm like, no, you're gonna end your season on this. But that's not necessarily the reason they ended the season, because Clid is the best jungler or the best Jarvan in the world, possibly best jungler, and this game was pretty much all dominated by G2. Pretty much the first few bits, I felt like SKT was taking control, but really, Pike never fell behind this game like he did in the first time, and then he still dominated like he did previously. And right here, Brock, you love the ending to this game, because I know your favorite thing in League of Legends is the Baron objective. Do you want to talk about the Baron objective in this?
Nope. I'll let you do it.
All right. SKT takes a nice, very nice 4-for-2 victory over G2, and the G2 did secure the dragon, but it was 4-for-2. SKT decides, okay, we have 3 people, we can take the Baron. They didn't take the Baron very fast with those 3 people, and they stayed on it. They never left the Baron. Faker starts going to it at one point when the team's backing up. Faker's keeping aggro on it. I'm like, that's not good because G2's coming in. You want to reset that aggro as quick as possible. And then instead of backing off on this situation, they just stayed at the Baron, and all of a sudden, Lissandra comes from the top, Galio comes from the bot, and in the middle is a nice squishy Teddy on Varus. And he stopwatched all the CC, but stopwatching at the end of the day is kind of the same thing as CC. If you think about it, you don't move, you're not getting hit, but you don't move, and the situation was that he needed to move at that point in time, and he did not. And if you saw the Korean reaction to this with this screaming, it was just the
oh my god,
scream. I was like, oh my god, it was a terrible. This is what Brock dreads. He hates Baron throws. I know you hate Baron throws. This is your team throwing a Baron and getting eliminated from MSI.
I literally say that if something's going to happen, it's literally always at Baron, and that's been the case throughout this entire season. Always
for multiple regions.
And what makes it worse is they didn't pull off, which we saw that. But what makes it so much worse is Mata actually goes around the back of the Baron pit into Tribush with a ward. Still has a ward. doesn't place it, so they never see the Lissandra coming in. They never see Caps coming in from the other side because there's no wards anywhere, and the minion wave was pushed in G2's favor, so they never saw him teleport.
It was pushed for because like once they took the Baron, the minion wave was right there, and like okay, let's just end the game now, and they did, and I was like, oh my god, that just happened. Like they literally just threw the game, and they're eliminated. SKT threw a game.
SKT, who coming into the finals of not this game, but like into the finals of MSI, I thought was the number 3 team. I thought it was IG, G2, SKT, and then Liquid. They played around this Baron like a bronze level team. They didn't push their waves up. They had 2 waves crashing into them when they went for Baron. They start this Baron. Teddy has no mana. Mata has no HP and no mana. He's also not there while Faker and Teddy's doing this for at least 15 seconds because he's going around the back of Baron Pit, stops, hits the plant, gets some HP back, and then as soon as he gets HP back and gets into Baron Pit, Caps is already teleported in, and the fight starts.
I just don't. A team with Faker, Clid, Teddy, Mata, and even Khan to an extent. Like when your worst player is Khan, like you're known as like SKT is known as like the non-tilt team. Like they do everything correctly, you know.
Yeah. When Khan was on Kingston, wasn't he heralded as like the shy, like the best player?
Yes,
in the
but he was never known for the great smarts. He's like the shy again, also not known for necessarily the great smart, just mechanically gifted.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
he's good when he's not on tanks too. He didn't have a great tournament though, and I'm starting to worry because he struggled at MSI last year with Kingzone.
You know what makes that Baron play so much better too? Because it gets better. It definitely gets. There's still more to it. You're thinking, oh, they're going for Baron with a 5K gold deficit, mind you, at 30 minutes. You're like, all right, 2 people are starting this. Your support, Braum, he'll be there to shield. Not true. That didn't happen. He's going to ward Tri-Bush for you on the way back. Nope, didn't happen, by the way. But you're fine, though. It's all right. Your jungler and your top laner's there, so you're good. You got that Baron. Oh, wait. They're dead. So, yeah, they're not going to be there either. So we should definitely... This is a good time for a Baron call. No, don't worry. Don't push up the waves. We're fine. Let top and bot wave crash into us. We're fine. Even though 3 people have teleport on the enemy team, this can't go wrong at all. This will be perfectly fine.
It's not like you say this garbage Braum, that you're talking about. It's Mata. It is Mata. Like you could argue one of the best supports ever, if not like in the game. Like it's not like some random support out there. I was about to say a certain name, but I'm like, that's definitely not true.
It wasn't Mata.
Yeah, it wasn't Matt.
It wasn't Mata.
Yeah, it was. I was gonna say a name that's 3 letters and starts with a B, but of course that's not true. But
I mean, if that guy was on the team, then they would have won.
Obviously.
Easy.
But yeah, you had Mata on your team, and he makes a crucial mistake. Like this is near like Sven levels on TSM. Maybe not as easy to spot, but still the same consequence level. And
Jesus Christ, it actually gets worse. I just noticed something else too while we were talking about it.
You're watching more.
Yeah, it gets worse. You know what else makes this Baron play so much better too? You know what? Everything I said, don't worry about it. You got Braum, you've got Varus. Okay, if they come to steal, that's 2 game-changing ultimates. They don't have them. Yeah, that's my bad. Also, don't have ults either.
Yeah, they just use them to get 4 kills.
No HP, no mana, no juggler, no top lane, no vision. No vision was cleared. 5K gold deficit.
And they didn't back off either. They didn't back off the Baron when it was already compromised. They kept on it.
Teddy was like, "Bro, I'm taking this Baron. I'm sorry, guys. I've been hitting this thing for way too long."
Oh my god, absurd. That's what I expect out of NA. That is the play I expect from NA to do in a pressure situation.
Yo, why are you flaming NA? We're good.
I'm sorry. I know.
To be fair, I mean, Will's not all the way wrong because I literally saw Afro Move do a play just like this. He did exactly what Mata did.
Well, he's pretty good, so...
It's Spring Split MVP last year.
Not bad. I'm glad that carried over.
Yeah, yeah.
He just had a really bad ADC this year. You can't blame him.
That might not be that far off.
Oh man. So yeah, G2 won. G2 won.
Yep.
And for the first time, this is the first international turn
This
real.
is a meme.
This is a meme. Yeah, this is a real meme where the two best teams coming out of group or play-ins were SKT and IG. They were just the better version of Team Liquid and the better version of G2. And to be fair, this is what we said. I gave it a 0.5% chance of happening, but like this was the only chance. I said that Team Liquid has a 0.5% chance. I think I even said less than that. It might have been like 0.1 to beat IG, and they had a 0% chance to beat SKT. And I thought the same thing with G2 had a 0% chance to beat IG, and I gave them like a 30 or 40% chance to beat SKT. Like this was the only chance of this happening, in my opinion, and it did though. It pulled out like that tiny chance. And we have the meme now. We have the spicy EU versus NA in the finals.
I mean, we have the two best regions playing for the championship. It's just, I mean, I don't see why y'all are so surprised.
And it's like, this is not just a fight. This is a fight for best Western team ever, in my opinion, easily.
Oh
right?
Yeah,
easily. Like I was already saying, like if SKT beats G2 and like Team Liquid like goes 3-2 against SKT, let's say, you could already almost crown Team Liquid best Western team ever at that point. Already before like just beating IG, I think they're the best NA team ever that we've had, just because of this success. And like G2 as well as a team, can we put G2 as the best EU team ever at the moment, even though Fnatic made finals last year?
That's actually tough. It's tough between them and like the older versions of Fnatic, but possibly
Fnatic. I know Fnatic won in season 1, but like again, that team,
they didn't have a lot of regions playing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different era. It's like when the Montreal Canadiens win like 28 cups and like most of them when there's 6 teams in the game.
Yeah.
It's like they did technically, but the competition level is not where it was as it is now.
It's like Babe Ruth having the home run record for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Even though, but the Fnatic team from last year, that was just last year where they won the finals. Or went to the finals. They did not win. They definitely did not win.
They did beat the NA team, though.
They did beat C9 pretty handily.
They did beat the, mean team.
And that, I would say, would have been the best performance ever by NA. I think this tops that. Going to finals at MSI, I think tops going to semifinals at Worlds just because of who they beat to go there. Like 3-0 against Afrika is really impressive because it is a Korean team, but it's not a Korean team that it's not SKT, you know. And IG is like the new SKT. Like this is their this is IG's meta. So like beating IG 3-1, I think puts this Team Liquid team as the best NA team we've ever had.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Going into that,
close.
Yeah, you don't think it's close?
No, this is the best team. I mean, this is the best team money can buy in North America right now.
That is true.
This is definitely a paid-for team for sure.
I mean, maybe you can argue domestically you have Licorice instead of Impact, but now, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think Impact can play carries now. So
the scariest thing is this team going back to America. This team beats IG. They took a game off G2. This team could win MSI. We could have Liquid could come back as an MSI champion against the best MSI. I really think this is absolutely the best MSI talent-wise from all the regions. Like even the wildcard regions played outstanding, and like.
I don't think that changes much about NA though, because no one really did anything to Liquid anyway.
TSM and C9 were pretty close, but that just shows that TSM and C9 could also be really good, and that NA might not be a joke outside the top 3, or besides for the top 3 teams.
Yeah, I'm about to say, well, it's still a joke. We just got 3 good teams.
The rest of the region needs some work. But
they need some.
They're
need some money.
improving
Let's just say that.
top Ruin on their team now.
Yeah, they need to throw some money at these people.
CLG's getting at least playoffs.
Don't jinx yourself yet.
It's not a jinx if it's true.
Yeah, but the last thing before we do our predictions, I did want to say one thing that I was kind of thinking about this. I was very I was interested and like kind of wondering like why is as of Worlds last year, and even somewhat with Fnatic last year before this, why is NA and G2 actually succeeding now? Like, why has the gap closed essentially? And I'm like, what has changed? And the only thing I can think of that has changed. Well, I'll leave it to you guys first. What do you think has changed, or your opinions have? What has changed so far? The gap has essentially closed. It's.
I think
you can almost say it's shut at this point.
I would say it's a lot. Well, okay, with Korea specifically, I would say that it's the vision nerfs over the entire map, and just like the play has slowed down. I think people are more mechanical all around, so like the crazy Faker is going to clap everybody. Like he's still probably going to clap most everybody, but you have Caps who can hold his own, like beat him obviously in the best of 5.
Depends on the game.
Jensen hopefully could do something, not in groups, but like, you know, it's not like when
Just
you
beat
hear
Rookie.
yeah, he did just beat Rookie. He beat Rookie pretty good in at least one of the games. I can't remember which one. Not game 3, but
not game 3. We don't talk about that game.
Yeah, that one technical difficulties, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's just people have been watching Korea for so long and just have played the game for so long. I don't think there's a skill ceiling. I think you can always play better than someone, but I think they've just caught up. And
So
just macro.
Kinda.
Yeah, macro's gotten better all around for everyone. It's gotten worse for Korea because they don't have so much vision control. Not that it's bad. It's just they don't have all the tools.
Brock?
Yeah. I mean, mine's kind of the same. I think with NA, the reason why we're kind of quote-unquote closing the gaps with some of these other regions is just because it was up to a point, like, aside from this season, it was kind of established that if NA plays against other regions, everyone sucks. Like, everyone loses lane, no one does well, we just suck.
Happened in
And
group play-ins.
So now it's like, for me, it seems like NA has played have played so much around macro, like you have to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, this has to be done, that the skill has kind of been there. We're not, like, with Faker, like how Brian said Faker can clap people. I think that's true up to a point, but for, like, this season, even in regular season, all that, Faker's actually needed jungle pressure in some of these. So people are catching up to Faker. But then again, the dude has been around for a very long time. So it's like, now that Faker is for sure to go even, that sets SKT behind because Faker used to be for sure to be ahead. So now he's taking jungle pressure away from other lanes. And so, like, G2 coming in, Caps is no slouch. Caps is the man right now. Like, I think, for me, this shows Caps may be better than Faker right now. And that's a bold statement, but I think it could very well be true.
What do you think about that statement?
Wow, that one's tough for me because Caps also has a lot of Enting games as well. He's very 50-50, in my opinion.
Yeah, but if we look
Caps
back on these games...
When he's on, he's the best.
The consistency, you have to think about who we're talking about, though.
The consistency scares me.
See, but that's the thing, though. You have to think about who we're putting his name against. That's Faker. Like, of all people, it's like the league god. Throughout this season, this split, how many games did Faker solo carry SKT? And then how many games did Caps carry G2?
That is true.
Because Caps carried G2 in games against SKT.
I would argue that Clid was the best player on SKT this year.
See, that's what I'm saying. And
in
that's
this tournament,
like,
100% Clid.
And even Teddy as well. Teddy won MVP, right? No. Chovy did.
I think, yeah. It's on the thing, who won the stuff. But that's the thing. Like, saying that Caps is better than Faker sounds disrespectful, but when it comes to this MSI, it's not wrong. And you'd have to be crazy to think it is because it just showed Faker needs the help in mid lane nowadays. And Caps really doesn't. Clid got MVP 5 times in MSI. Faker got it once.
Yeah,
Caps got it 3 times, and Faker got it once.
I don't know if I could agree with that because I'm LPL biased. I guess I think Rookie is the best mid laner at the moment.
Oh no, I mean between these two. I'm sorry. I didn't mean like all league. I just meant kind of between the teams in MSI.
And it's like it's insane. Some of the mid laners that we don't even get to see internationally, like Rookie is probably the best. Like Knight on top sports might arguably be better than Rookie as well. You can make an argument for that. Doinby on Fun Plus Phoenix can make the exact same argument. And just like I put them all, I would probably put them top 3, Faker 4, Caps 5 in my opinion. Just because Cap's inconsistency scares me. Like he's either 10 and the meme of he's either 10-0 or 0-10 is like super true this tournament, at least for sure. like he won more MVPs, but I would say he lost more games than Faker lost for SKT as well. He lost more games for G2 than Faker lost for SKT. So in that sense, I have to give it to Faker. But it's like you said, the gap between Faker and other mid laners. I don't even have Faker as the best mid laner anymore, but I have him like. It's close. Even Chovy, I know people like to flame Chovy. Chovy had a phenomenal year. He had a Griffin as a whole choked in finals, but he had a phenomenal year before that. I know. I'm sorry, Idol. You could even argue Chovy might be better than Faker until the finals, which you can no longer argue that. So I won't even put him. I put Faker as the 4th best mid laner in the world. Done.
No, here's one more example because I know Idol is. I'm a massive SKT fan. So here's one that'll clarify it a little better. All right. Let's say Faker plays against whoever, like Faker plays against Liquid Doublelift, whatever. Just an example. Faker goes 16-0. Your reaction to Faker going 16-0 is like, holy shit, dude! Did you see what Faker just did? That was insane. You go back a couple seasons, Faker does that. Your reaction is, yeah, that's Faker. Obviously, that's what's going to happen. You don't have that reaction when Faker pops off.
Because Faker, what was that? Like that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Yeah. I get your points. It's like I mean, the fact that we're having the debate says enough. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one reason I did want to state real quick before we go too far off track is that I thought this was weird. I was talking with my cousin Jakob about this. He's a psychopath for anyone that doesn't know.
Are we allowed to say this on stream?
We might not be able to. I was talking, the one thing that I noticed is that is it franchising that has made NA and EU better? Possibly.
I know definitely throwing money into Liquid has helped NA a lot.
But they also are building like you're seeing like psychology. I know it like I'm talking like support staff at the end of the day like. That you never get credit, but like do have an impact on the team.
I'm going to stop you before you say this because CLG's coach Weldon is pretty much all support staff, and they are still bad. So
there's you have to actual part in they are counter logic gaming, so everything's counter logic there.
That's true.
But
never mind, you're right.
CLG's a bad outlier for anything. But I just think maybe they're focused on building the teams more so. In being able to improve the players that they have instead of I know that's also you can't say that for Team Liquid, but I'm just saying like maybe as a whole, as a region, they're able to improve their players instead of just dropping players to always try and stay out of relegation and keep their investment like working. In my opinion. It was just an out of the box thing I thought of. Because we're winning now since we got it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What helps NA a lot too, which it seems weird to say and hard to explain, but I think the growth of esports has also helped NA and these other regions a lot too. Because before it was like massive in Korea and China and all these regions, and now esports is very big in NA and EU now. Like we've caught up to that.
Yeah.
And so now it's like people don't mind going to these other regions because NA's got money now. NA's able to, pay people now. So it's like we're putting money into this thing as a company, so it's showing eyes and bringing people to us, and we're picking up, like NA picked up Bang, we got all these other Core JJ, and then all these other crazy big people. Granted, Bang didn't do much, but you picked up someone from another multiple over champion. So it's like, yeah, people actually have eyes on coming to NA now, and so I think that's helping a lot as well.
Yeah, I think money always has a say in things, I would say.
Yeah.
And just being able to keep your investment safe now, I think, is a little different than before. I don't know. It was just out of the box thing I thought of. But with that, let's quickly, since we're already at 54 minutes, let's get our final predictions of the year. As a Support Esports podcast, we'll still come back for summer, but we will no longer be Support Esports. But with all the rebranding we're going to do. But this is our final predictions. I never thought I'd be able to pick Team Liquid in my final predictions.
Hold on, we're actually going to pick a name that William can say at the beginning of the podcast.
We can. We will.
I'm just going to drag him now that we're not going to be that. He's been saying supports esports. We're not all supports.
Well,
So,
to be fair, though, at the beginning of the podcast, Will's also been saying all right.
Shut up.
So if anyone wants to go back and make a montage of the amount of times Will said all right, that'd be dope. I won't pay you, but I'd laugh.
So no Nest.
okay, we're done. So let's pick. No nest. What do you mean no nest?
Yeah, what do you mean by Nest?
NEST.
EST, NEST.
I'm stuck.
I'm so
Something
confused.
esports team.
I'm so confused. But Team Liquid versus G2, while he explains that, I am going to say, you guys know there is no chance in hell I am not picking Team Liquid here. Bias be damned. I'm sorry. But unlike some of this, like Bias would be picking them against IG. Oh, China LPL tournament. Yeah, as a big LPL fan, I should probably know that, right, guys? Actually, I will do that one, Idol. I didn't know that. This is the first year I've watched LPL. Sorry.
Sorry, NA's winning an MSI. Sorry,
Yeah,
Will
yeah.
doesn't think about anything.
Yeah, there's nothing else on my mind here. But yeah, I will do the NEST. And so, unlike me picking, I picked IG to go 3-0 against Team Liquid. There is proof of here, like with Team Liquid, that they can beat G2. First off, I've been saying all tournament, G2 is kind of IG light version. If they beat the real version, they could technically beat the light version. They also have been playing up tempo and taking fights to IG. If they can also do that to G2, G2 makes more mistakes than IG does in those situations. Not necessarily Caps, who pops up off like crazy, but I'm looking at things like Jackie Love compared to Perks. And that's a big difference. And even the Shy versus Wonder. The Shy had a kind of iffy tournament. He had great games. He had very bad games. But I think he's still mechanically superior to Wonder in these team fights. I think the upgrade you could say for G2 is Yankos over Ning. I think Ning is personally better, but Ning makes way more mistakes than Yankos does. If I'm going by this criteria, so I really think that there is a legitimate shot here for Team Liquid facing G2. It's not just me being a huge fan of Liquid. There is a real shot here for them. I would say nearly 50%. This is nearly a 50-50 game in my opinion. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go 3-2.
I think after what we just saw, I agree that it's very much a 50. And if it's not 50-50, it's about as close as you can get to a 50.
Yeah, before the tournament started, I did say G2 it was 55-45 over Team Liquid, and I took that away during play-in stages. Did not look 55-45 at all. But after day number 5 it has, and now I would even say it's 50-50. I feel like they got there. Team Liquid needed 9 games, which you don't want to do in a tournament but that's 10 games long. But yeah, they needed about 9 games to get their groove.
What do you think, Brian?
I got Team Liquid 3-2. I don't know if I said that.
I can't.
Yeah,
I can't pick G2 over Liquid in a final. Doubleless hasn't lost a best of 5 since
CLG.
Since CLG.
That was the last time CLG beat TSM.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously a better team, so I'm gonna go TL 3-2 also. I'm not confident. Like, I'm picking it because I'm North American.
Really? I am confident at the moment.
You're confident? Then why are you picking 3-2? That's a coward's pick.
It is a coward's pick, but it's because I think
respect to G2, right?
It's respect to G2 because they have crazy things up their sleeves, and I think they're going to be able to outmatch Team Liquid in those crazy games. But I think that they already showed a lot of them, like the Pike top. There should not be a Pike. Team Liquid should not let them get a Pike all tournament or all series. And I think that maybe a funnel again, that would be interesting, or maybe a different mage, not necessarily Syndra, but a different mage on the bot lane for perks would help. But at the same time, if you really look at that, Double Lift and Core JJ are better than Perks and Mickey. Let's just flat out say it. Like when Core JJ, if Core JJ plays like he played against IG, this bot lane has no chance against them, in my opinion, if he plays to that level. And then if Double Lift gets fed, most teams that Double Lift has been on last year, if he gets fed, they kind of win the game. He's like the Caps of NA in that sense, where if he pops off, his team's usually going to win.
If Impact was playing okay and like what's it called, and like he just been Double Lift had been popping off, Jensen popping off, and Impact is playing bad, I would say G2, like, because I think Wonder is good, I think Caps is better than Jensen, and then bot lane, probably still TL, but I don't know. I think it's different. But since Impact is playing so well, it's really hard to pick.
Yeah, Impact's playing up his mind this tournament. He has completely silenced all the questions about him. And shout out to Reaper for saying this before the tournament even started, that Impact is the best player on Team Liquid, I think he said. And he went through a breakdown of how much Impact does that light doesn't get shined on because it's not flashy.
I love Impact.
I've learned how to play top lane off Impact, off tanks. It's a lot of what my top lane used to be.
I learned how to play jungle off Rainover, and I don't play jungle anymore. So
just like Rainover.
I guess you had a better mentor.
Hey, now he's a mentor on C9.
Yeah, now I can learn to play top lane off Ruin because we're gonna win NA next split. But we'll get to there.
As a bold prediction for next for a month or two from now. But yeah,
hashtag believe.
Brock, you got the final prediction.
Jesus. Yeah, this is tough, huh? I feel like this prediction shouldn't be as tough as it is, but what Liquid showed is a lot more impressive than what G2 showed, because I expected G2 to be in this spot, because like I said, I had G2 as the second best team.
Got it.
I thought it was going to be G2 and IG. I didn't think SKT was going to... I predicted SKT to get past G2, but it was kind of like one of those things like how you are with Liquid, where it's like, I hope SKT does it. I have faith, but it's like, I really don't at the same time.
Got it.
But I think the difference between the two teams is definitely bot lane. Like you said, I do think Double Lift is obviously better than Perks, and Core JJ is better than Mickey. But I also think Caps, in my opinion, I think Caps is much better than Jensen. And Yankos and Smithy are good junglers, and they're both good junglers. So, and also, I will say, before my prediction, I don't read Reddit, so I don't see any of the hate between EU and NA. And
it's all love today. It's all love today. It's not going to be love in 4 hours.
Yes, not going to be tomorrow.
4 hours, it's going to be the bloodbath of 10 times of what we've ever seen before.
Yep. So if EU wins, I won't see any of this hate towards NA and how bad we are. So
I won't even go on Reddit. I can't even go on Reddit if G2 wins.
So purely based off the fact that I won't see that, and at the end of the day, still not a fan of Liquid. I'm going to pick G2 3-1 because I think what I want to see personally is I want to see Tom Kinch, Tark, and Kaisa ban. Like that, I would like to see those three ban. And then I think Caps is fine bot lane, and do like we had said before, if you want to be pretty successful against Liquid, kind of can't Double Lift. But I think if they do that, I think they'll be fine. But that's my completely biased against Liquid. Unbiased against Liquid, I think Smithy should know that that's more likely going to happen. So hopefully they can change that and get Double Lift fed and Impact. I don't know. I think Impact and Wonder's kind of going to go even.
Impact just survives. Impact just
Yeah,
absorbs
yeah, he
everything.
really does.
Like
Dan
he's
Pike.
literally a black hole. Like he just absorbs everything and survives. I did want to
Dan
say
Pike.
if Yankos goes bot lane, I think Caps is going to struggle because I think this new synergy between Jensen and Smithy that we found since the last day of group, like he'll be camping. I think he'll be camping Caps a lot, and I think that's where the battle's going to be between the jungle and the mid laners of both teams.
Yeah.
Who can get the
Do you
jump
think
first?
Do you think they'll want to ban the Skarner?
Yeah, they should. I hope they don't. As an NA fan, the
Yeah.
Skarner is disgusting. Impact or Xmithy's never lost with it this year. That suppression, just that ult, is so good. It's so good.
It puts you behind like 1,000 something gold.
Yeah. At worst, and then even if you use a QSS when he uses, because he's got a stun as well, so he can burn.
Yeah.
If you burn that QSS, he can just instantly pull you back, and you're done. And
Well, say
it
they
forces you not to use it on stuns because you have to
Say
save it.
they pick Skarner, what would y'all like to see G2 pick against the Skarner?
Not Rek'Sai.
Not Rek'Sai.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to see Karthus, even
I'm
though
curious,
it's good.
actually. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe the Karthus.
I would say
slow.
Lee Sin off of the top of my head. None of these are gonna work.
But do you want to have to buy a QSS on Lee Sin?
Yeah, that's true. But like, according to U.GG, not sponsored, the counters to Skarner jungle is Nidalee, Nunu, Karthus, Rammus,
Karthus.
Twitch, Elise, Volibear, and Udyr.
I guess the Karthus is good because of the wall. He can't like
And if
run in and
that
kidnap
and
someone.
Skarner grabs Karthus and he dies, you've brought Karthus to your team.
yeah, that's true.
So yeah, if you're G2, you want to play the Karthus into it. That's a good
But
pick, Brian.
the other thing is that's Yankos' Karthus.
Which is good.
Which is a very good Karthus.
Outside of the
Yeah.
one game
So
this tournament.
3-1 TL from Idol.
3-1. Idol. Woo! Team Liquid
That's
fans.
it's not an SKT thing. Get out of here.
No,
have
he
to
just
time
wants.
him
He
out
wants
for that.
G. He does not want G2 to win.
I get it. Trust me. I get it.
Oh, trust me, I get.
But I also don't want double F to win.
It's all nice and like how Wonder looked. I
Wonder
think
looked okay.
He looked.
I don't
He's
think
looked
he
good, but I don't. I just think Impact doesn't. He doesn't. He loses so gracefully. Like he's like the nicest, like gracefulest loser every lane. He never like wins the lane, but he never does too bad. And he's a superior team fighter to almost every. Like he out team fought the Shy. It's just so weird. But we've always known Impact is a great team fighter, even from back when he was a world champion.
When he was a world champion, he was playing freaking Maokai and just tanks and Cinch. And
That's his dream is to play tanks in teamfight. That's where I learned. That's why I'm actually a decent team fighter. I am complete ass in lane because I play Maokai, Malphite, and Cho'Gath. All I do is play for teamfight.
that's
Yeah,
why
I
we
think
work
I'm-
so. That's why we work so well together, Will, because I'm the exact opposite.
You only play for lane.
You know what I think of when I think of Impact?
Hmm.
I think of someone who can lose without being behind.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing I can think of is he loses, but still he's not behind.
Yeah. If he's down
Because you look at him, he's like 0-3, but he's got 40 CS ahead of his lane opponent.
Yeah, or even I was gonna say in the sense that like this is gonna sound really weird, but his team fighting experience is like an invisible 2K gold. Like he could be down 2K gold to his opponent, but just his level of team fighting, he can pull it off. Like he still wins the team fight for his team, or he's still more effective in a team fight for his team than the opponent top laner. Also, depending on champs, he plays a lot of team fight champs. Where a lot of these other top laners in this tournament do not play team fight champs. They're more about the solo bruiser crush you style. Wonder,
Which is a
Khan, the Shy.
I'll call it before we podcast. I think Impact's going to be on a tank one of these games.
He hasn't been on a tank yet.
I don't think he is.
I think he's going to be on
What happened? I got all excited. Maokai got buffed. Cho'Gath got buffed. I think we saw one Cho'Gath. We saw one.
If it's a tank, I'd say it would be Cho'Gath.
I think it'd be Scion. Why not Scion?
Scion
I
has.
think Scion.
I think Scion. I'm level 6 Scion. I had a stint where I was playing him a ton. The reason why I don't, he got buffed right when I quit playing him. He's just so boring.
That's fine if you're at MSI. You can play boring. As someone who plays Leona, Cho'Gath, Maokai, Malphite, Nautilus, those are my top 5 play champs outside of Jhin. Garen is also another one.
This is
Shen.
why me and Brian,
Old
even
Swain.
not based off of skill. This is why me and Brian could never be in pro play because we're both auto locking Zed every game. Instantly,
I'm not auto locking. I'm not auto locking Zed. I'm auto locking that Nidalee mid again. I'm bringing it back to like season 4.
Yeah.
Then there's my champ pool. Every boring fall asleep champ in the book.
It was like, who y'all want, guys? Y'all want Cho'Gath, Malphite, Sion, Maokai? I can play Garen if that's cool.
I'll spice it up with the old Swain. That was my spicy top lane pick. Was old Swain. That's how mechanical I get. Oh man, I don't play mechanical champs. I play to win. I play my tanks and I win my team fights and then we win. And now the tanks are completely useless and I get absolutely destroyed in lane.
You roll swapped to
I
80
roll
carry.
swap to 80 carry and still support because Nautilus is buffed now. But like, yeah, that's pretty much how I play it.
Unless Will's on Nasus in a tournament we're playing.
No, shut up. We don't talk about that.
Oh God.
All right, guys.
Then
No,
we lose.
we lose. I threw so
Because
hard.
Will's got 800 stacks and pulls a spud.
I threw so hard.
Anyway,
Team fights
Anyway.
are
I don't
alone
even want to talk
behind the
about this.
tower.
Let's wrap this up. This is like an hour
It's
and
an
a half
hour
podcast
and 11 minute
almost.
podcast. Thank you
It's
guys
still
for
not
coming.
gonna find us.
I know that's why it is. That's why it's over an hour. But thank you guys so much for coming out to watch. We will do our podcast tomorrow. It will be at a random time because it's the last episode of Game of Thrones, so it's going to be later than normal. Probably 11 o'clock ish, I would say, around that, depending how it goes. But thank you guys so much.
11
for,
Eastern.
Yeah, Eastern. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for the weirdest thing I can say, possibly NA MSI champions.
Hope so.
We'll find out. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow, where we might be celebrating the weirdest thing in the world, or crying. We'll find
I'll
out.
still be
We're
celebrating because
celebrating.
a Western team is winning.
Yeah, that's true. But I'll be crying. I will be crying. Good night.
Good night.